Scrappy-dappy-doo stuff from Bayern München this past weekend as they could only squeak a 3-2 win over Wolfsburg. But it is Freiburg who are leading the table after match day number 1. But will they be there after match day number 5? We'll get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again in another video. Today, we're looking forward to match day number 2 over in the Bundesliga, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Bundesliga is right here under one rooski. We got Rovers, World Football, Bundesliga. We got everything, boys and girls, right here under the, of course, Rooskies. That's right. Werder Bremen also picked up a cheeky draw. My boys did lose to Leverkusen at the death. That's right. They've done it. They kept their unbeaten streak going. Will that roll in to, of course, this weekend and into the international break? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second, of course. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. Now, before we take a low look at match number 2, let's recap that. But I've got a bit of a sidebar. Let's have a look at that first. Now, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him. But you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a little look at match day number 1 first, revisiting those. And as you can see, got a couple ones right, a couple ones wrong, but let's break. Actually did pretty good myself. So Gladbach, my boys, did lose to by Leverkusen 3-2 in the end. I went with a 2-1 win for Leverkusen. I knew they were going to be too good, but Gladbach were close. Meanwhile, Leipzig with a 1-0 win over Bochum. They started off the season on the right foot. 2-0 winners in my eyes. Hoffenheim with a 3-2 win over Holstein. Kiel, I went with a 2-1 win myself. Freiburg did beat Stuttgart 3-1. I went with the draw. Wasn't too sure how or what Stuttgart would show up, but yes, start off not on the greatest first step. Werder Bremen did squeak a point against Augsburg. I went with an away win. Mainz with a 1-1 draw against Union Berlin. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Dortmund did beat Frankfurt 2-0 win on that one. I went with a 3-1 win myself. Bayern just got over the line. 3-2 win over Wolfsburg. 3-0 winners in my eyes. And Heidenheim with a 2-0 win over St. Pauli. I went with the Ultras on that one, but yeah, it was not great, was it? So let's take an early door look at the table. It does not mean absolutely anything, but it does give you some, warm, fuzzy feelings if your team did open up with a win. Speaking of wins, how did everybody do in the old Super Brew? Well, let's have a look at it. Here is the first official look at the Bundesliga Super Brew. Summer 2018 is up there alongside Liam VK with 15.5 points. I did mid-table, 11 points myself. Yeah, not too great, not too bad, but could do a lot better. Raymond Reddington's up there. Costas K, he's okay. Ultra Murat, Xanders, Kevin, and the Frosty is all up there. Again, it is early days. That is your leaderboard because there is only one. You know what I mean? So let's be having you. Let's take a little look then, shall we? And of course, the link if you want to get involved because it is still early. Don't fret. You can get involved even if you missed the first one. The link is on the screen. It's not the greatest link, but it's there. And of course, we are now kicking on forward to the next round of games. Alrighty then, folks. These are those next round of games, and they're going to start, of course, this coming Friday, August the 30th. That's right. It's coming at you. Busy week before the international break, and we're going to start with, oh gosh, I don't even know. We're going to go to Berlin. That's right. The Alden Fulsterei. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, coming at you this coming Friday. Of course, Union Berlin under Bo Svensson up against St. Pauli and Alexander Blessing. That's right. Played 26 times since 2002. 13 wins for the hosts, 7 wins for the visitors, and 6 draws between the two sides. Not the greatest start for either. Both yet to get a win on the opening day. But the last time that these two sides played in competitive action at this very venue was in the quarter-final of the DFB Pokal back in 2022. Union Berlin coming out on top with a 2-1 win. However, the last time they played in the league at home or away, it was a 3-2 win for St. Pauli, that's right. But St. Pauli have only won once at the last 5 competitive actions against these two, whether it's in Berlin or at St. Pauli. The odds are 20-19 on for Berlin here. 13-5 is the draw. 29-10 is your away win. Yeah, I was hoping St. Pauli would have a bit of something about them, but new coach, the coach who got them here, is no longer here. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the host, Union Berlin, and maybe we'll see their best out of them this season. All right then, folks, let's take a little look at the next one. It's Stuttgart, it's Mainz, and it's coming at you at the MHP Arena. That's right, over in Stuttgart. Stuttgart managed by Sebastian Hörsness against Mainz and Bo Endrickson. They have played 34 times since 2004, 16 wins for Stuttgart, 10 wins for Mainz, 8 draws between the two sides. Stuttgart, though, heading into this on back-to-back defeats. That's right, they lost the Super Cup final against Leverkusen. They lost opening day against Freiburg, looking to bounce back and fast up against a Mainz side who would come into this with their tails up. That's right, with a big win over Wiesbaden in the cup and a draw against Union Berlin on the opening day to give themselves a bit of momentum, a bit of something to get excited about heading into this one. However, Stuttgart are unbeaten against Mainz over the last 6, picking up 3 wins on the bounce. Looking to make it 4 with this one. The odds on this one, we have 5-3 on is your Stuttgart, 16-5 is the draw. 70-4 is your away win. I am going to go with Stuttgart here, guys. A 2-0 win for them to get their first win of the season and maybe get back on track in what is going to be a busy old year for them, of course, with Champions League football and everything else to get excited about. Let's go to Frankfurt then, shall we, at the Deutsche Bank Park as Frankfurt take on Hoffenheim. Now, these two sides are familiar foes, playing 30 times since 2008. 12 wins for Frankie, 10 for Hoffenheim, 8 draws between the two sides. Last time around, though, over at Frankie, it was a 3-1 win for Frankfurt, who did the double over Hoffenheim this past season and have only lost once against them over the last 6. That one and only defeat was in Hoffenheim, though. Dino Topmoller is the man in charge for Frankfurt up against Pellegrino Matarazzo's Hoffenheim, who come into this on back-to-back wins, beating Wolfsburg in the cup, beating Holstein Kiel in the league, but they've been very narrow wins in both of those. Frankfurt, though, did squeak through in the cup, did lose to a tricky Dortmund side, which of course had their top goal scorer last season playing for them. What we got odds here? We got odds of 5-3 on for Stuttgart. No, I'm not looking at the wrong one here. 5-4 on is your Frankie. 14-5 is the draw. 3-1 is your Hoffenheim. I am backing Frankfurt on this one. I think they'll just edge it and get to their first win of the belts and start making a move upwards of the table. Let's go to Bremen then, shall we? At the Wasserstadion as Werder Bremen take on Dortmund. That's right. As Ole Werner's boys of Bremen taking on Nuri Sarin's Dortmund, who started off okay under the new coach, the Turkish coach, picked up back-to-back wins. We'll talk about that in a minute. 68 times these two sides have played. 22 wins for Bremen, 34 wins for Dortmund, and we've got 12 draws between the two sides. Bremen sitting 8th in the table right now with just 1 point. Dortmund, of course, up and running with a win last time around over Frankfurt. They did also score 4 against Phoenix Lübeck in the cup to make it a good, positive start for them into this one. Same can be said for Bremen, picking up wins in the cup and a draw against Augsburg. Bremen have only won once of the last 6 against Dortmund, but that was in Dortmund. Their record at this very venue, in this very fixture, is pretty shitty, having lost the last 4 times this match has been played over in Bremen. The bookies odds on this one, we have 3-1 is your Bremen, we have 20-17 on is your Dortmund, 13-5 is the draw on this one. I think I am leaning towards for Dortmund here, of course. New coach, new era, and long may that continue. I'd love to see a competitive Bundesliga. And I think we will get it if they can keep up the heat. Then my boys go to Bochum. That's right, the Vonovia Ruhrstadion over in Bochum. That's right. 38 times they have played since 1992 as Bochum look to add to their 16 victories. Gladbach looking to get to their 13th victory if they can make it 10 draws between two sides. Of course, Gladbach managed by Gerardo Sione up against Bochum and Peter Ziedler. Back-to-back defeats for Bochum heading into this. They did crash out in the cup against Regensburg. They did lose to Leipzig, back-to-back matches without scoring a goal. Gladbach are through to the cup, beating Oi. 3-1 win there. They did lose to Leverkusen, of course, who are on this unbeaten streak that's going to go on forever, narrowly, but they have scoring goals, so good scoring potential. The most recent match between these two sides at Bochum was back in September 2023. Gladbach picking up a win. They've actually won 3 in the bounce against Bochum, so they look forward to maybe adding to that this weekend. The bookies on this one, we have Bochum coming out to 29-20 for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 7-4 is your away win. Gotta back the boys on this one. Gonna go with a big win for Mönchengladbach, 3-1 win, and get their first win of the season. Let's go to Kiel then, shall we, at the Holstein Stadion, as Holstein Kiel take on Wolfsburg, that's right, who look to build upon that match against Bayern. Holstein Kiel managed by Marcel Rapp up against Ralf Hasenhüttl's Wolfsburg. They played 5 times in 2009, 3 wins for the visitors, just 1 win for the hosts, and we've got 1 draw between the two sides. Holstein Kiel last played at this very venue with this against this team. What are we looking at? Actually, I don't see any. Well, maybe it was a 1-0 win for Wolfsburg. It was back in the Bundesliga relegation promotion playoff back in 2018. It was at Kiel. They lost to both legs on that one, and Wolfsburg were narrowly avoiding relegation, but Holstein Kiel never got promoted. But they have played a few games in friendlies, but realistically, the record seems to be favouring Wolfsburg on this one. But Holstein Kiel coming into this on 12th in the table, yet to get going. Same can be said for Wolfsburg, joint 12th, both losing on opening day. Of course, Wolfsburg were close to beating Bayern. Same can be said for Holstein Kiel, they were close to beating Hoffenheim on the road. So maybe they've scored goals, they've looked good in the cup as well, getting their first win under the belt. So this could be a tighter one than you would imagine. 11-5 is the bookies on this one for the host. 13-5 is your draw. 23-20 is your away win. Wolfsburg do look the stronger, I think, on paper, but I'm going to go for a draw, split it right down the middle to see how we get on with that one. Let's go, though, to probably the game of the round. It is the game of the round, isn't it? It's the Bayern, of course, as Leverkusen look to continue their streak, this time taking on Leipzig. In a ding-dong title affair already. You would imagine this would be a 6-pointer at the top. Played 16 times since 2016. 5 wins for Leverkusen, 7 wins for Leipzig. 4 draws, of course. Xabi Alonso's Leipzig up against Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen. Marco Rosa's Leipzig. Played 16 times. Last time around at this very venue was a 3-2 goal fest in favour of Leverkusen. It was on match day number 1 last season, and it was match number 2 this season. They did the double, of course. Both of the games ending at 3-2 last time around. Leverkusen have actually won 3 on the bounce against them. And look forward to making it 4 potentially. 67% form for Leverkusen, 67% form for Leipzig. Both sides pretty much identical form heading into this. The bookies will fancy Leverkusen 5-4 on for this one. 29-10 is the draw. 3-1 is your long shots. I am going to go with another 3-2, just like it has been for the previous 3. Or the previous 2 matches. This will make it a 3rd on the row with the same scoreline. But cracker in store before the international break. Let's go to Heidenheim. We're going to the Volta Arena as Heidenheim take on Augsburg. That's right, Heidenheim up the top charts at 2nd at the moment against the Augsburg side in 8th. And they look forward to maybe adding some points to that tally. Heidenheim are coming at you with 6 wins on the bounce in all competitions and all venues managed by Frank Schmidt up against Gestorp's Augsburg, who come into this on 58% form for them over the last 6. Last time around, though, over in Heidenheim, it was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Augsburg. It was last season, back in October. 5-2 it was for Augsburg, who did the double over Heidenheim. In fact, they're unbeaten against them over the last 4 if you look at friendlies. Heidenheim with that 2-0 win over St. Pauli. They also beat Hacken Gothenburg in Europe as they had to continue their crazy start to the season. 3 games, 3 on the road as well. This is the first home game of the campaign. Augsburg, though, with a 2-2 draw against Bremen on opening day. The bookies for this one, though, Heidenheim is 6-4 for the victory. 9-5 is the away win. 23-10 is the draw. I am back in Heidenheim. I think they've got something about them right now. And I think they'll continue their good start to the season. And, of course, their first win in front of their own fans, of course. Let's go to Bayern then, shall we? The Allianz Arena as Vinny Kompany's Bayern take on Freiburg. Coming at you this coming Sunday, the September the 1st. They have played 51 times, these two sides. 36 wins for Bayern, 5 wins for Freiburg, 10 draws between the two sides. Biggest win for Bayern over Freiburg was a 7-0 win. However, the biggest win for Freiburg over Bayern was a 5-1 win. Wow. Both sides come into this on wins. And the last time they played each other at this very venue, it was a 3-0 win for Bayern, of course. Freiburg have got an okay record against them over the last 4, picking up a win and a draw, losing 2 of the last 4. So actually, they did pick up a win against Bayern at Bayern back in April 2023. It was in the DFB Cup quarter-final stages. But Bayern squeaking past Wolfsburg this past week. Freiburg with a good, impressive win over Stuttgart. This ain't no easy run-of-the-mill game here, troops, as Bayern look to make it 2-2. The odds here, 5-1 on is your Bayern, 6-1 is the draw, 10-1 is your long shots. That's Freiburg. If you flip it around in Freiburg, I would maybe even edge it towards Freiburg, but I am going to go with Vinny Kompany's Bayern München with a 3-0 win to, of course, make it 2 wins out of 2 for them and top the table heading into the international break. These are my picks right there, boys. Make sure you get your own picks in as well. That's something else. And that, my friends, is what I've got for you. Be sure to smash the like, smash your subscribe. Your one-stop shop for Bundesliga is right here under one Ruski. We got, of course, a bit of a break up ahead, but lots on the channel, so make sure you subscribe, smash the like, hit the bell. Your non-stop shop continues right here at Babylon Receipts.